Hello and welcome back to Dusting History. Found this picture today in the Library of Congress archive, and it's a stereogram of some Japanese acrobats in California. Thought this would make a great image, particularly because it's so washed out. I wanted to see how much I could bring it back. So I'm only going to work on one side today. I don't think I've got the time or the patience to try and correct both. So firstly, I'll do a hue saturation adjust and then a levels adjustment layer there. I'm really fishing around at this point to see if there's any data in the sky that I should retain or in the blacks that I should try and keep. Also, you can see here I'm doing another levels adjustment and putting a gradient in the mask just to try and pale up the top of the sky there where it's quite noisy and dark along. It looks a bit fringy rather than a real sky. Okay, I'm in a pretty good spot there, so I'm going to duplicate the layers and collapse them down, merge them into one, and then go into the Neural Filters tab. And in here I'm going to try photo restoration to see if I can minimize the grain. And already that's done a pretty good job. In fact, I had no idea when I started that there was this person, this young child, on their back balancing that barrel on their feet. You just don't notice these things when the image quality is so poor. Quite a change already. Next I'll go into Topaz Labs Photo AI and see if I can pull any more detail or sharpness out of the image. So you can reduce noise or sharpen elements in this, and there are sliders for all of that, and every image I ever work on needs its own unique little adjustments, and what's good for one image is not necessarily good for another. I think that's helped quite a bit. Now on a layer above that, I'm going to use the remove tool to try and remove as many of the speckles as I can from the picture. It's actually really pretty clean for an image of that age. To further even out the sky, I'm going to lean into my old friend, the frequency separation action. I do say almost every video that you can download that online for free. It's just an action that splits out the frequency of the image between a low and a high frequency, and it's just a great way to paint out unwanted details. Okay, next I'll move over to Pelletfm, which is an online tool for generating palettes using artificial intelligence. And as you can see, it does a baseline palette, and then across the top are other palettes that it has that you can actually click on and download as well. As well as that, you can also write a text prompt for your own palette and give it more information about the image. Down the bottom, you can see where the next to the new, there's a download and a HD button. Download is the free download, a smaller version of it, any of those palettes, and the HD one is a paid service where you download a full resolution version of your image with the palette applied. So I'm a little indecisive here. I think a lot of them have different things that I like. And ultimately I decide to download a HD version of the original palette, the base one, and then a few of the smaller versions of the other palettes, because they had things in them that I liked but wasn't happy with the whole palette. So back inside of Photoshop, you can see I've got that larger palette and I'm bringing the smaller ones in and dumping those in the middle. I'll resize those and stick them in a folder of their own just to refer to. So you can see there I've just gone through them again and really had a good think and decided actually I can discard a bunch of those. I do like how that palette made the table red, or the cloth around the table red, so I'm going to pinch that. And from here you can see I've just made a new layer, I've set that to colour, and I'm just going to paint into that layer non-destructively so that the real original palette stays underneath. And here I'm free to try colours, try things, see what saturations of things work or don't work, and really just spend some time trying to balance out the image. You can see here I've pulled some reference from the internet. I found some yukata, which is I think what that guy sitting down is wearing, as well as some kimonos. I really want this to have a tiny bit of pizzazz because they are theatre types after all, so they should be relatively colourful. I thought I'd try a tiny bit of blue in the sky as well, so I built a new layer so that I wouldn't destroy any of the work I'd already done, and then started playing with colour and tone and gradients, but didn't sort of add anything, so I gave that away. And so there you go, the original stereogram and the final work. As usual, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed the work. We'll see you next time. Thank you.